y'all know how we are boycotting Target right now, right? But I happen to live in close proximity to a Target. You know what I've been observing lately? I've been observing a lot of non-black people being arrested for shoplifting. Way more than I've ever seen before, right? Why is that? Let me tell you why. Because black people are boycotting Target and not in Target as much, loss prevention is not stalking black people, right? They're not having the cameras in their eyes and their loss prevention people trained on following black people around and watching black people. So now they got to watch the other people that are coming in there. And since watching the other people that are coming in there, they keep catching them shoplifting and stealing, something that they were missing before.
The kind of systems that we are living under are ones that aren't very smart. And black people now taking this time of rest to, because for me it's been very, very difficult to pull back, to pull away, and to step out of the firing line, to not overwork, to not, because we're trained to do it. Being in a, it's a really, I've said it before, black people are in an abusive relationship with a narcissist, and that is a white supremacy, and those who believe in white supremacy practice it, whether or not they understand that's what they're doing. We're in an abusive relationship with them. And when we have been in that abusive relationship so long, our coping mechanism is just to work harder, work longer. But for many of us who are getting older, you can't keep up with that anymore. You can't. And what we're finding is that all of that overworking, being the emotional and the physical labor, and then taking the disrespect, and then overlooking the microaggressions, and then still giving and giving and giving and giving is toxic. And so what she's saying in her video, I'm not going to speak over her. I want you to go back and watch it, because she's using the example of Target. And when black people remove themselves from those spaces, who does capitalism have to go after? Whose behavior are the what is it, the loss control people? Who are they now forced to pay attention to? Because it's easy in the society in which we live, in which you say black and brown people are the criminals, so you're going to micro police them. And so the people whose behavior is consistently punished is going to be the black and brown people. Okay. And so now when we start to pull ourselves back from out of society, and from giving the labor, from giving the intellectual, because we're still going to create our art. But black and brown brilliance, we're still going to create our art. We're still going to be ourselves, and we're going to educate, and we're going to celebrate who we are and all that stuff. But when we pull ourselves out of the firing range, so it's fine. You don't want to celebrate DEI. You want to play both sides of the field. There's a creator on here, many creators who are pointing out that, that commitment to DEI, to diversity, because that's all that was. It's just diversity. That commitment went away as soon as they saw that we were in, and when I say they, I mean corporations saw and are seeing that those with power are trying to push against that and move people back to the kinds of delusions I teach you all, the kind of delusional beliefs that keep everyone trapped in a hellish cycle and an abuse cycle of white supremacy. But I digress. I don't want to do a think piece, not on a Sunday. So what I think we have to do is we have to internalize that. Let's just keep it simple. Just that's fine. They want to act like that. They want to go back to white supremacy. They feel that it's just too hard. It's just too hard to be a good person. That's fine. Just keep your money in your pocket. You should be keeping your money in your pocket. You should be divesting from capitalism to the extent that you are not spending every dime. So what I'm saying is that black people need to withdraw. You need to do things that make you happy. You need to clear up. You need to pull out of yourself this constant and persistent need to try to overwork, to try to compensate with that overwork in toxic ways. You need to build up your cells and to be as healthy as possible. And that's one of the hardest things that I've struggled with, is because I was taught to overwork, compensate for everyone else. They won't do it, so you get it done. And you still end up in the position of not benefiting from your labor. You just are the target at which people can shoot. And so the only way to deal with it is to divest from it. You're gonna have to divest from it bit by bit by bit. And if you're an older person like myself, it's harder because you've been the chew toy of those systems for a very long time. And so what I've come to realize, and I'll talk to you from my standpoint, is that after multiple decades of it, trying to work in these systems, you realize that first you realize that these systems weren't made for you, but you have to, in order to survive, you have to figure out and to live as best a life as you can within these, it's like a layer cake of oppression. And people who don't have your background do not understand why you're reacting the way you're reacting. They don't even understand that the way they're acting is out of white supremacy, full stop. And they don't understand that basing our lives as Americans on European ideals of what is right, and that being mired in whiteness, Europeanness, and a demonization of the other, comes from a very toxic and delusional place, because that whole system comes out of only being able to create success by oppressing, by scamming. That's why we all say America is a scam, and it has always been and will always be. And delusion and evil and the narcissists, delusional people, the evil people, and the narcissists will always come out on top in the upside down. Because we, the masses, the people who see that things need to be changed, are so bound by those systems that we don't have the strength nor the time to fight them, because you're still fighting for your life. And that's the narcissistic trauma bond that Black people have with capitalism, America, the world, the West. And so we should take the opportunity to disengage as best as possible. It's like me, I'm started for the past 2 years just growing things, because it is a way of doing what my ancestors did, to where you don't buy everything from why are you at the grocery store like that every week? You should be taking whatever whatever soil you can get, as clean as good as possible, as healthy as possible, because that's another video talking about how they are labeling things. That's a whole other video. Anyway, so we need to begin to invest in ourselves. We've been taught to divest from ourselves. That's how the empire works. You divest from yourself. You invest in empire, and you allow yourself to be exploited by empire, or you don't survive. I mean, dadgum Jesus Christ was executed. His Sunday was executed because that person is alleged, and people believe they spoke truth to power. That's what happens. And so people are in this, it's really is a narcissistic trauma bond with empire, white supremacy, colonization, whiteness, and a bunch of people who are going to continue to lie about who and what they are. Anybody far-seeing? We're just entering into a new cycle in which people are going to declare, let me help you out. Let me talk to you out of the future. They're going to declare in these times who they are. Okay. And they're going to show you exactly what they are. And you thank them. You get out of the way. You don't need to argue with folk. None of that. Protect yourself, but get out of the way. And then you live, because you were going to see a time in which all this mess that was driven up to the surface, all these people who wanted to be evil and racist, and they wanted their white churchianity, cult of current Christianity, imperialized Christian, they want all that, and they're being all open about it. Let them be it. Step out of the way. Let them be it, because there are consequences coming for this stuff. I told you, America's been demonetized. You just don't know it yet. But let it be. Get out of the way. Invest in yourself. Invest in your health. Because the time is going to come to where, as all this stuff is, these people are falling apart because empire, America is not delivering on the delusions that the rich sold them. Your opening to push through into your own better future is there. So live through it.